Okay, now let's figure out how to assemble your personal computer. Assembling a personal computer means assembling all the components of the motherboard as well as everything including the power supply. This is a power supply, 450 volt power supply. Right? As well as some power cables and the SATA cables. Now, this is actually a cabinet, right? So first of all, we will install all the motherboard components as well as the motherboard inside this cabinet. So let's have a look at the motherboard. So this is actually your M61PMPK motherboard. This is the series of a motherboard. If in case you want to know more about the other components are installed on this motherboard, just Google this serial number and you will get it, right? So now let's start with step 1. So step 1 is to install this yellow colored fan case by installing all the 4 screws. This actually acts as a base case for the processor as well as this fan case, right? So this is one of the 4 screws and we are going to install this screw over here in order to fix this fan case on the top of the motherboard. Now, after this, step number 2 is to install the CMOS battery. So this is the CMOS battery which we are going to install in its stand by gently pressing it over here on its position. Now, step 3 is to unlock the CPU socket and install the CPU properly. So basically, you need to take care of these 4 holes. These 4 holes are basically there so that you can fix the processor on its case. Okay, now install it one by one. And lock it properly so that your processor won't move. And now it's done. Now after this, step number 4 is to install the CPU fan as well as the heatsink on top of the processor properly like this. And right, just have a look at how we need to fix this fan properly on the top of yellow colored fan case so that the CPU won't move. Now it's fixed properly. Now lock it by gently moving the lock handle towards down position. Now it's done. Now the fan case is locked. Now after this, now you need to make sure that it's locked properly again. Okay, now it's done. Now after this, next step 5 is to attach this connector wire, this wire of the fan with the CPU fan connector. As you can see over here properly, it's written CPU fan on this connector. You need to install it properly, only in this connector only. Please note here you have 2 fan connectors. One is a CPU fan connector and another one is a sys fan connector, which is this one. Basically, this sys fan connector is used to connect one of the power cables of the power supply, because in the power supply also you have one system fan. So for that system fan you have a power supply which needs to be connected over here, right? So it's written sys fan. Now after this, step number 6. Next step is to install this DDR3 RAM, which is also known as memory chip, on the available any one memory slots. So you need to fix it properly and please take a note of the division. Then gently press it and it will be locked automatically by its 2 plastic pairs. Now after this, now we are going to attach the various power cables again on the motherboard. So this is, as you can see, this is a USB power cable. We are going to install it on the motherboard. Like this. Now after this, take another power cable, and this one is basically, let us zoom a little bit. This is audio power cable, which will be connected over here on this connector, which is just close to the Realtek IC chip. And over here, as you can see clearly, just where we installed this audio power cable, and it's mentioned on the motherboard as well that this particular port is only for the audio cable, F_audio, right? Then with the audio you have CD input power cable and so on. Everything will be written on the motherboard. Now, and similarly, just like we installed the earlier USB power cable, for that one also, it's written properly on the motherboard that this port is for the USB. So you need to make sure of this one. Now after this, next step number 7. Now install all these power cables one by one on the motherboard. So this one, first one is, we have reset. This one is another power cable. Install it just like this on a 2-pin connectors. Then another reset power cable on the second 2-pin connector, which are adjacent to each other. And then another power cable for hard disk drive, for LED. Install it on another power connector. And then after this, another power LED cable. Install it on adjacent 2-pin connector. And then the last one is
negative, positive.
Another power LED cable for the negative and positive. And install it on the last 2-pin connector. And it's done. Now if you have any video cards or the sound cards, that video card, network card, sound card or graphic cards, they needs to be installed on these expansion slots, which we have already learned earlier, which are PCI slot. These two are the PCI slots. This is PCI by 1 express slot. This is PCI Express by 16 slots. So I need to install all the adapter cards also again on the motherboard. Now after this, now all the components are attached on the motherboard. Now next step is to install this motherboard back on its position inside the cabinet by screwing all the 4 screws on the motherboard. Now place it over here by attaching the screws at this location over the hole. So this hole will be. Now before installing this motherboard inside the cabinet, you need to attach this frame of the back panel input output ports. Let us show you like this from the inside of the cabinet. So install it properly. Make sure that your keyboard and the mouse PS by 2 ports must be at this point on the left hand side. Now install the motherboard inside this cabinet gently like this. Push it slightly towards the front so that it gets fixed in its location. Now after this, place all the screws in its proper position in order to fix the motherboard on its position inside the cabinet. Now after installing the motherboard, now attach SATA cable on the motherboard so that it can be attached with the hard disk. And this SATA cable needs to be attached on one of the 4 ports of the SATA connectors. These are the 4 ports of the SATA connectors, as we already discussed: SATA 1, SATA 2, SATA 3, SATA 4, and you can attach it on any one connector. Now after this, install the power supply carefully inside the cabinet. And fix it by properly adding all the screws. But before this, we are actually connecting all the power supply cables to the motherboard one by one. So this is power supply 1, which needs to be connected on that 4-pin connector. This one, this white colored 4-pin connector. After this, now let's attach P1 power cable on its matching power connector on the motherboard, which is right over there with the PATA port. Now after this, attach another power cable via P6 with the hard disk. And attach this SATA cable with the hard disk. So basically, as we already know, that SATA cable basically provides a communication medium for the hard disk and the motherboard, right? It's actually a data bus. Now we think all the power cables and the data cables have been connected. Now in the next step, we are going to fix power supply to its proper position by fixing all the 4 screws. Now everything is done. Now in the end, your last step is to install the back case cover properly to the motherboard and fix all the screws that we uninstalled it earlier. And it's done. So this is how we place the cabinet in the vertical position. This was your power supply, right? Over here we had installed the motherboard, right, in the horizontal position. That's it.